Hey, I'm Chris Wink. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Technically, the news organization with a community of technologists and entrepreneurs. I am very excited to be able to share a new product drop we're doing this morning. We at Technically have just launched our inaugural map of innovation ecosystems. I want to quickly show you what's in it. There's a ton of content that our newsroom will do lots of work on. But the reason we dropped this map at all was we at Technically have been tracking for 15 years now. We celebrate 15 years in 2024. We have been tracking innovation ecosystems at the local level. Research and development, commercialization, startups, the workforce that goes into inventing, creating, bringing to market, and scaling companies and technologies. How do you keep track of all the efforts? Because basically every region in the US and many around the world have one. This is our contribution. So this is V1. It's a beta. So if you have product bug problems, let us know. We're a news organization. We're doing our best. Our miraculous and wonderful product manager, Mackenzie Morgan, deserves a special shout out, as his editorial director, Danya Henninger, worked really closely with leading this effort. But here's what we have. So at the top level, we have a map of 25 regions we're following most closely at Technically. We hope to add more. We want to work with you to be able to follow more closely. And at the top level, the map is what matters most, because when you click on all of our locations, I'm zoomed in too far, I think. You get this for any of these 25 regions. A little bit of context in the region, an innovation index, which I'll share a bit more about. These data points, which I'll share a bit more about. Video, if that region's economic development group has one to share. And then some top level places to get yourself started in this innovation ecosystem, including when to visit. What's that region's big innovation ecosystem event? News resource, like here in Seattle, our friends at GeekWire get the shout out. Popular jobs board, the startups and resource directory that's worth calling out. For an example, I'll go over to Baltimore, a market that we know really well in, powered by our friends at EcoMap, because there's from their partners with Upsurge, the entrepreneur support org in Baltimore. They have this incredible resource directory, Baltimore Tech Connect. So anyway, it's meant to give people a chance to see how innovation ecosystems are actually doing this work at a top level. There's so many regions. But down here in the innovation index is where things get interesting, a little dicey, because we Technically have spent a lot of effort, 15 years, saying we don't think you should just rank regions. That's silly. But we wanted to contribute what we know goes into an innovation ecosystem. So there are six, let's see if I can zoom in even more. There are 6 data points that in this first iteration, we've weighted into getting an innovation score. And all of these 24 regions have innovation ecosystems. So even being on the map is itself a compliment. But we went to these 6 data points, and I want to spend my last minute with you giving a sense of why we chose these. So we have, as you'd expect, a ton of methodology and context here. I wrote a story that's on the Technically homepage right now, and will be linked here with more methodology and explanation. We weighted them ourselves, but 6 points go into it. The percentile spending on R&D by that region's top institution. So if that is University of Texas, Austin, if it is a thing called Harvard in Boston, Cambridge, if it's Hopkins in Baltimore, their percentile is there. The ecosystem value from our friends at Startup Genome Project, that is a capture of startup valuations and exits in a period, second half of 2021 to 2023. So a pretty frothy period. Our friends there at Startup Genome pointed out they'll change their measures in 2025 to update their numbers. This will change. Ease of doing business. Arizona State University does a cross-section of the densest city inside a region. So it's ease of doing business indexed. It's a percentile, basically. Then software developer concentration. If the number is above a 1, you have more than the national average. And that's a proxy for us of tech workforce density. Then trends in economic mobility. This is from the Opportunity Atlas, fresh research. Raj Chetty and his team at Harvard Business School. This is tracking the progress that regions are making on economic mobility. Basically, if you're born into poverty in that region, you're likely to getting outside of poverty. And many cities and regions are not doing well. So it's a question of how poorly. And then last is relative cost of index to San Jose. And so we gave greater weight to cost of living. And even still, San Jose and San Francisco, if we break them apart, still those regions show their incredible importance for an innovation economy. There's a ton more content there, but I'm already at 5 minutes. That is an intro to the Innovation Index. It's something that we will update annually, if not more regularly over time. It is the beginning of, I hope, Technically's contribution to how we look at innovation ecosystems around the country. We want to work with more regions, track this more thoroughly. Our reporting will help give context to all this data. Thank you, friends. Thank you, team. So excited to drop this. Enjoy it.